checking for any payments? What are you seeing?
So about 12 minutes ago, we saw activity in that account.
Activity like what?
That's what I can't talk about. There are reasons I can't, but all I can say is there is now activity in that Bitcoin account.
Okay, now let me just ask one more question and you'll share with me what you can. But when you say activity, is that you can see money is going into the account, or are you able to tell whether it's money going in or going out?
Well, it would only show, as I understand this, money going in. And the only thing you would see is money. And Aaron, that's all I can say.
Okay.
All right, so on CNN, Aaron Burnett's Out Front, we do have Harvey Levin of TMZ talking about the fact that there is a money flow in the Bitcoin account of the, for the ransom for Nancy Guthrie, Savannah Guthrie's mother. All right, there's more to this too, but this is what Harvey Levin is telling us, that account, and I'm trying to make sure my words are specific the way I'm talking, because I don't want to say whether it's in or out, even though he says generally you would only see money going in, as in, let's look at it this way, the Bitcoin account is empty, suddenly there's money in there, is what we are speculating that Harvey Levin saw. But in this clip, we're going to look at that, listen to the details that are coming out about Nancy Guthrie, Savannah Guthrie's mother, who still has not been found. There's new tapes. There's this new footage of the Ring alarm, which looked creepy as heck. I mean, so creepy. And, we have coverage of this. CNN set is exploding with all of this coverage. People are covering it. I'm also going to show you a weird reaction to this. That I don't know if it's for clicks. Listen, I need clicks, but there is a angle that I'm not going to go to unless I need to or after everything is said and done. Okay, but I'll explain that later. Let's go ahead and finish out these clips and check out this information.
All right, so obviously that's crucial information. So you're saying about 12 minutes ago, so you actually saw money go into that Bitcoin account. And just to be clear, this is the Bitcoin account in the first letter where the individual had said, you're not going to hear from me again. And this is where to wire what the second letter made clear after last night would have been $6 million.
Yeah, yesterday I said to you that I didn't know whether that second letter may have contained a different Bitcoin address. I don't think it did now, because I can tell you that the link we have from the first letter is what we've been checking. And again, all I can say is, as of a few minutes ago, for the first time we saw.
This is this weird footage with Ring alarm, my God. Like, I'm sorry. I keep making that sound because it's just like, can you imagine seeing this? And then when you're seeing it in hindsight, because obviously everybody's looking at this in hindsight, and you see this figure show up all up in the camera and everything, and your mother is gone, and they are there with the intentions of taking away your mother. My goodness gracious.
This chilling new video released by the FBI could hold the keys to solving the case of the disappearance of 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie. That's the hope for law enforcement right now. On it, you can see an individual approaching the Guthrie home. This was just before Nancy's disappearance. The person is wearing a mask. Their hands are obscured with gloves. They also have clothing from head to toe and a backpack. Now, criminals are sometimes smart. We've seen this in past cases where sometimes someone doesn't want to leave behind evidence such as a fingerprint or skin or hair fibers. And so authorities now are asking the public to look at this video and these images and determine if maybe you recognize who this person is. On the video, we can actually see the person walking, so-called gait analysis. How someone walks, because of the unique nature of how we all move, can sometimes be critical as well. Again, authorities wanting eyes on this video. They want the public to pick up the phone and call law enforcement if you recognize who this person is. Now, behind the scenes, law enforcement would also be working to scour every single item that person had on him. him, to include the mask, to include his clothing, to include the backpack as well. We've seen in past cases where if authorities can identify where a particular item is purchased, they can then go and try to canvass employees at a retail store, for example, show them this imagery, try to determine, yes, we saw this person come in, and perhaps lead to financial information that could help identify who this person might be. Meanwhile, NBC co-host Savannah Guthrie is also appealing to the public. She says that the family believes that Nancy is still alive. They believe someone out there might know who this person is.
Well, actually, it looks like Nancy says in the caption, we believe she is still out there. Well, yeah, she is. It doesn't say that they believe she's alive. I want to believe she's alive. I'm a Christian. I'm going to pray that she's still alive. I mean, I would want to pray that these people are sophisticated enough to have, you know, again, her medicines and stuff like that. I mean, you knew who you were going to get. You're not just robbing, kidnapping some random lady. You knew it was Savannah Guthrie's mom, so you've done your research, and you know the people have money and are willing to pay. So I want to believe that you knew enough about her to know what she would need to survive. I know how that sounds, but again, as a registered nurse, when they talk about her pacemaker and everything else, you know, the type of medications, beta blockers and blood thinners and everything that she would more than likely be on. I'm sure there's a statin somewhere. There's always a statin. These meds can be, and I'm not telling people what to do. Please don't, this isn't advice for anybody to do anything at all, okay? But you just got to go across the border. You can pick those up anywhere, anywhere. So, and maybe there's even easier ways of doing it. I don't know. So I just would think, why not have it that prepared? Now, for me, I think that the person behind this is certainly somebody who knows the family. That's just, I definitely do. I think the person in this figure walking around, and let's just rewound that.
This chilling new video released.
We don't need the audio. This person actually looks like a young person to me, believe it or not. I don't know. I know you guys are probably like, how do you know that? Like, what would make you think that they're young? I don't know. Probably just the dumb, type of, I guess they're picking up grass to try to cover up the ring alarm itself. It's just, I don't know, just the behavior, the looking down, the way they're walking. I know why they're looking down. I know what they're doing, but I'm just saying something that just gives me college student, as far as that age bracket. So I don't know why, but I'm just getting that feeling. You guys let me know what you think.
Hi there, everybody. I wanted to come on and just share a few thoughts as we enter into another week of this nightmare. I just want to say, first of all, thank you so much for all of the prayers and the love that we have felt, my sister and brother and I, and that our mom has felt, because we believe that somehow, some way, she is feeling these prayers, and that God is lifting her even in this moment and in this darkest place. We believe our mom is still out there. We need your help. Law enforcement is working tirelessly around the clock, trying to bring her home, trying to find her. She was taken and we don't know where. And we need your help. So I'm coming on just to ask you, not just for your prayers, but no matter where you are, even if you're far from Tucson, if you see anything, if you hear anything, if there's anything at all that seems strange to you, that you report to law enforcement. We are at an hour of desperation, and we need your help.
Now, for me, I look at Savannah Guthrie as a reporter, a person who has been trained in communication. So therefore, she would be very careful with her words. when she says we believe she's still out there, that could mean a lot of things. She never uses the word alive. When she said we believe our mother is feeling these prayers, there are a lot of people who feel like afterlife, you can still feel, the soul and all of that. So this isn't a determining thing to me to say that they believe she's still alive. I'm praying she's still alive. That said, whatever this is, whether it determines that or not, what I know is that this is a heartbreaking situation. You can hear it in her voice. She's looking like she's aged in 3 days, okay? Of course she has, because, I don't even know, oh, gosh, okay? This is real. Regardless of who's behind what, she doesn't know where her mother is at, and neither does the rest of her family. The sister even, you can't fake some of this stuff. You really can't. But for some reason, there are people who have this weird reaction.
He don't believe that Nancy Guthrie was taken at all, is what he said. Roll the clip.
I don't think she was kidnapped. We would have heard, listen, there would have been a video, there would have been a photograph, there would have been something, a lock of hair, a drop of blood, something mailed to somebody so they could verify, yes, in fact, these people have my mother. Kidnappers want to get paid quickly. They don't want this thing to linger. If you're negotiating with another drug dealer in South America somewhere, it could go on for a few weeks, a month, until they get bored and decide this is not worth it. And it's either pay up or we're going to kill this person.
Now, I can't play this whole thing because of the music. I just want to get to the end now. You notice, this is Brandon Tatum. He is from, I forgot, Officer Tatum or something like that. Staunch MAGA supporter. I'm not saying all of MAGA is like this. I'm just saying, telling you who he is. And this is why people like this really turned me off to the movement. I definitely want to make America great again. This is not that video. This person in particular is out of pocket.
Agree. I think they have more evidence and know more than what we think. But I do agree on a lot of what he said. I said this on television the other day. The ransom thing is just super bizarre. If you want to do this, you want to get paid. You don't want to do this just because you're to be cool. Unless you're trying to take her and take her mother's life to prove a point to the world. That's a very different scenario than a ransom. If you want to do a ransom, you're gonna do it with somebody that's local, that don't have that big of a platform that you can throw the money at and say, look, we'll drop her off here. You don't want the attention from the government, the president, everybody in the world knowing about your case, because you're gonna get caught like that. And you don't want to get caught, you want to make money.
But, what if the ransom is just the side piece of the real reason why this is being done? Or what if it is somebody who knows this woman personally and is starting to feel scared and making mistakes and messing up? I don't know. There are a lot of other avenues you can go than to say that this never happened. We have to stop. This is not a political thing for me. I don't like, I was not a fan of Savannah Guthrie. Yes, when she was questioning Trump during the pandemic, asking him all these kind of questions, and the way she was talking to him, I was like, oh, she is the worst. And, the whole bit, I still don't believe that her mother isn't missing. There is nothing that like this is getting crazy. We really need to work on this, okay? Well, she's not on my side, so she's not missing. Oh, is that what we're saying here? Is that what we're getting ready to push here? Sorry, the lady is, you can look in their eyes and see they are broken. Now, is there more to the story than what meets the eye? Absolutely. I can assure you that there is. I'm sure that there is, right? We don't know the whole story. Is there evidence that we don't even know that they haven't put out there? Of course. That's how it always goes in these cases. They don't put everything out. They put out a little bit. This is a serious situation. And I just don't think, look, let me just say, I do believe in investigating all angles of things. I believe there's no question that you cannot ask. But to definitively feel this way immediately, and while this person is still missing, for me, it's like, why don't we just kind of get a conclusion going? And then, say, did this really happen? What's going on? But I just don't think that now is the time for it. I'm so sincere. I don't. But I can't stop. You could ask whatever question you want, but I just don't think that you have the evidence to just immediately think, like, what's making you think? You can argue away everything, all the points that he's trying to make. You can have other answers for them besides this didn't happen. Okay, I see you guys at the next one. Bye.